For day two, we have Mr. Yousef Eqtait, who is the Director of Services from Inobits ME, representatives of K2 Middle East. And this session is specifically going to focus on visitor management made safe and easy. Mr. Yousef, the stage is yours. Please take it ahead.
Thank you, Ronaldo. Assalamu alaikum. Good morning to everyone that I can see. And I hope I'm presenting a good, nice face for you today. We're going to be talking today about visitor management and the importance of putting the right policies and procedures for the access to premises, not for employees, but for the ones that we don't actually control in terms of their safety and security as well for our organization. On today, I'll be taking you about Inobits ME, the company behind developing and this solution. We'll talk about Inobits and K2 technology in the Middle East and also globally. We will be talking about the business problems, the dilemmas, and the challenges behind the solution and the solution that we put for these problems. We'll talk about the K2 technology and then go through the live demonstration of the solution. And also exploring more use cases in the oil and gas industry where K2 technology is deployed. Before going also through the next slide, I want to highlight that the K2 technology is also acquired by Lintex, which is one of the other leaders in the business process automation domain, and now combining even more and more portfolio of products that can help customers go beyond and beyond within their automation requirements and needs. Inobits Middle East, we're the business process automation experts. We are 100% focused on business process automation. We do all these solutions on top of K2 technology. We are the sole regional distributor of K2 technology in the Middle East since 2005, and we exist in this region. We understand the challenges, and this region is also very rich of oil and gas companies, besides where we also have expertise in government and financial services, where most of customers coming from. We have highly qualified resources to deliver professional services, support, and training for our customers. And also, we build and deliver and maintain industry standard solutions, such as the visitor management system that I will showcase today, and correspondence management, time and attendance, and also many others. In the K2 Middle East, in the Middle East, K2 is used and serving over 120 customers. Most of them are enterprise customers.
Mr. Yousef, so sorry, I think your screen is not shared. Can you share your screen, please?
Oh, sorry. Ronaldo, I can't see the control.
It should be on the bottom, sir. There should be share screen on the bottom.
Oh, there it is.
Yes, perfect. I think maybe you could run through it once again.
Now? Okay.
Wonderful.
Well, that's a good rehearsal. So here we go again. So again, on the agenda, we'll be talking about Inobits ME and the K2 technology, the business problem behind the solution that we are showcasing today, the visitor management solution, and then the niche technology, which is K2. I will do a live demonstration and explore more use cases and solutions within the oil and gas industry. Repeating also with the slides, we're 100% focused on business process automation and solutions on top of the K2 technology. We've been the sole regional distributor of K2 technology in the Middle East since 2005. We're experienced with sectors like the government, oil and gas, and financial services, as also others within the region. We have highly qualified resources who deliver professional services, and these resources over the years developed also domain expertise, not just technical expertise on the technology used, but also on the domain and the industries that they work and build solutions for. We have built and maintained and re-delivered industry standard solutions such as the visitor management system, correspondence management, time and attendance, and all of these solutions are, paperless, automated, digital, and also up to the enterprise expectations and requirements. In the Middle East, we have over 120 customers. We have 50 plus in the oil and gas sector in the region, and that also includes some of the petrochemical or mining customers. And it's no surprise that 50% of our customers are from the government, because government in this region are the biggest spender on technology and then leading edge technologies. Some of the logos and names that you can see on the right here are on the customer list. Highlighting probably two of them is Yousef in Saudi Arabia and Babco, Bahrain, from the domain that we are talking about today, using K2 for lots of scenarios. We also, in the Middle East, annually, we celebrate and salute customers who do great things with the K2 technology or with the technology of automation. And in 2019, we had the pleasure to award these customers. And on the top right is Yousef as well, who really did amazing work with the K2 technology, not just operational business processes, but also even core business related automations on top of K2 technology. And Babco as well is one of the greatest stories. It's millions of dollars in savings by putting an automated application in place used by their employees that save time and subsequently reducing the cost. On a global scale, K2 is well known. It's one of the leading business process automation platforms, and we have really nice and good names that we are proud to name happy customers here. In the oil and gas, we have Shell, Chevron, plus many others that are not publicly referenced, but also here to highlight Microsoft is one of our biggest customers in the US. They use K2 for their business process automation, primarily in marketing and treasury management. and related processes. And as a global business or as a global software vendor, and now combined with another global software vendor, Nintex, I think the logos and the numbers of customers and users will probably double or triple by now. So focusing on the visitor management and the problem with visitors and the visitors that come to organizations, specifically in the oil and gas industry, we often and most commonly receiving these statements from customers saying like, well, we cannot shut down our doors and stop visitors from coming because that will make them unhappy and also make our employees unhappy. But we need to actually stay a welcoming company and organization while we are ensuring the security and the safety are in control and maintained within the visitors and their hosts. We want to ensure the visitors and also the hosts or employees are satisfied, but also they are well informed about the procedure and what they have to go through in order to obtain a visitor pass, and what are the policies behind hosting visitors. Also, some of the things that organizations, they want to ensure that visitors are only allowed for business purposes, not just personal, not someone inviting a friend or a relative to come and visit by. So this is something very important, is putting an organizational structure behind the approval to ensure it's not just it serves a business needs or a goal. A very important aspect within the oil and gas industry is when visitors arrive on the premises, we don't know where their locations. We don't know how many visitors in the offices building. How many visitors do we have actually currently in some well or some plant or some refinery? So having visibility on where visitors are scattered in which locations gives better management in case of emergencies or maybe evacuations requests or incidents. And in the core and the most important thing is behind the automation for organizations is becoming paperless organization. But not just only paperless, but also, and this is in the COVID situation, which actually with the Eqtait technology and this solution implemented a contactless visitor pass generation way before COVID. But now the importance of the solution became very visible. You don't have to print passes, you don't have to print papers, you don't have to bring paper when you come to visit by this organization. So completely contactless and digital pass that visitors can use, and security personnel on the gate can validate and also check in. And lastly, they want user interface that is allowing different user roles. So we need security role or security gate pass personnel. We have end users or hosts, which could be any employee within the organization. We need system administration. We might need IT administration. So we need a solution that can serve the different needs of different roles within the organization. So on a high level, these are the requirements that organizations they need, and then we bring the solution that more or less fulfill the requirements and even more. So with Inobits Visitor Management and Access System, which entirely built on the K2 technology, with the key features that is it's fully automated and it's fully flexible to be customized and extended on different layers. If you want to extend the workflow approval from two-step approval to be 3, 5, whatever number of steps, that is an easy thing to do. If you want to add more fields on your forms, you want to customize the look and feel, if you want to brand the forms to become, implementing your corporate, guidelines in terms of UI, that's also possible. And also in terms of data, if you have your data stored in some system where we need to push it there, or you want to bring data from some system to be displayed on the form, that is entirely on the core of this solution. Ensuring the requirements of documentation, we need IDs, passport copies, maybe visa copies, etc. These are to be obtained electronically and also stored and easy can reference and get to. We need visitor agreements to be actually in place before the visitor comes to the gate. And the visitor agreement is something, it's like an NDA, it's an education about the terms and conditions with visitors when they come and what they need to do. And also we need to generate mobile-based digital visitor pass. So this is a very important aspect here in the era of smartphones and everything is on the phone. There's no need to go and just print a paper and I have my pass, and then someone needs to pick it up and check it. And that pass also could integrate with the gate system, so you could completely get rid of the cards that may be needed. Simple contactless visitor check-in and check-out. Security personnel on the gate, in 1-2 clicks they can validate and check in visitors, and in 1-2 clicks they can check them out. You could also have that where the visitor just presents the pass from the mobile device on a scanner and then automatically is checked in and the gate is open for them. A very important aspect when it comes to visitors and also for the health, safety and environment related operations is how to deal with visitors on the ground in case of an emergency or evacuation needs, and how you are what is the procedure? What are you sending them messages? And besides educating the hosts what they have to do with visitors in case of evacuation or emergency, but also visitors could be somewhere else other than accompanied by their host, and then we need to send them some instructions. So evacuation and handling the evacuation request is very, very important within the oil and gas industry. And also a very important feature and functionality within this solution is it leverages your existing systems. So you don't have to get anything, you don't have to customize anything. It plugs, uses your infrastructure, your users, your line of business systems, wherever they are and whatever they are. Just a sneak into the user interface. So we will have like different roles that I will demonstrate here. We have end user where they can go and request. They can have visibility on their request, and then they can go and see some more detailed reports. And also we have security gate people or the security team. And remember, this solution is primarily owned by security department, which maintains the access control on the gate. Whoever has access or permissions to fire an evacuation request, they will see the icons or have access to administration to send or do any administration-related activities. Underneath the solution is the K2 technology with over 20 years of focus and experience doing nothing but building technologies and enhancing this technology around business process automation, making it richer and more advanced and easier to use, to deploy and utilize to automate business processes within organization. That is the technology underneath this solution. All right, I'll step and just maybe start on the solution demo, and then coming back. All right, so this is end user, homepage. This is available for any employee within the organization. They can just get in this application. They can see, past visitors. You can see active visitors on the ground now that I requested for their pass, and then future visitors. And then, from here you can cancel future ones. You can see the details of an existing active visitor, and you can go to a previous visitor and just request to renew that pass. So saving some time is there. I'll start this demonstration by me as Yousef here, and then I need to go and just initiate a visitor request. On here you can see it's very visible, and I know exactly what will happen. So I will be submitting. It should go to the manager approval and then to security to approve. And we're going to obtain the visitor agreement, and then the request is active and approved. So me as the host, I could also request on behalf of someone. If I'm the secretary of the CEO or CFO, I can go and request a visitor pass on behalf of other users if I have the permission to do that. But also here, let's just go and say we're going to go and invite John Smith, and he's coming from ABC Technologies, and he is the Chief Technology Officer. Well, we were gonna go and maybe discuss technologies and new project or new requirements whatsoever. I'm gonna just put for the demonstration purposes, I'll just put my email, yousef@k2.com, and then the mobile number. We have the mobile number here that actually used for SMS. So the SMS is notifying the visitor once the pass is actually approved. And also a very important thing to have here is the visitor photo, and we will see shortly why do we need the photo. I'll just use my photo here. So this is my photo, and then forward into the visit details and the access details. It's going to be I'm going to request this to from the 29th to the 30th for a 2-day visit, and then this is where is the location that I need this visitor to access. And then here within the oil and gas, again, you have multiple locations and facilities, and maybe refineries, and etc. So let's say that we're inviting John to any location that you select, you see it on the map. And this map also will help at later stage to help the visitor to navigate to and reach that location. Just go and just let's say that we are inviting John to come to our office in Dubai, selecting that office, and then the type of visitor as well. We have different types of visitors, and this is all configurable at the end of the day. Single entry, one visit, and then or multi-entry that they will come in for negotiation, that maybe contractor-based or project-related, or maybe a vendor who will just come and deliver something and goes, etc. Is visitor carrying a mobile or not? So we'll allow or not. Visitor is carrying a laptop or not? It's carrying a laptop, or allowing the laptop to be, entering the premise. So let's say this is a Lenovo, and then APC 123. And finally, it's just the justification, more elaboration about the visit. And, so you will say, Mr. John is bringing a new proposal to be discussed with our CIO related to our automation strategy. Okay, so that should be enough for a justification. And then here, as part of visitor accessing, we need, for instance, their passport copy. So just say this is an attachment of that passport. Then I'll just go and attach the passport copy. Of course, I should have already obtained that from my visitor. Maybe going and bringing the national ID, or let me attach my photo as well. And then I have my attachments, they are ready. I'm happy about this. All details are filled, and then I'll just go and submit. So submitted, and I have a reference number, and then now we'll go and see how it develops. For the sake of this demonstration as well, I maintain, or me as Yousef as user, I still performing the same role. But apart from that, you'll see that users will always get notified about their tasks. So this is the visitor pass request with the step line manager approval. And these are the details, and also from here I can go and click the link, which will take me to the task form. And this is where also it gives a very easy and simple user interface. It's just everything obvious for me as a manager. I can see the host is Yousef from this department. These are the details about the visitor, the image, and the extra details here, and the attachments, and also any previously logged actions. Now with this, I can go and say, I can select my action. So I'll approve this and say, excited to hear about this strategy. All right, so happy, all the details are at the front of my eyes. I can simply just, this is the aim of this, it's just making things accessible and easy. All the information you need at the window that you have, and then just a simple click and then action that can be performed. So the action approved is done. And you'll see now it's actually, even in this task, right? So now we're moving this request to the security approval step. I'm going now and just opening this form. It's a similar form. Are also in here. You see there's real-time access to real workflow diagram that shows me on the flow diagram where this request is at this moment. So it actually executed, it started, the manager approval took the action, approved, and now it's pending with the security approval step. And then after that, we'll see how it progresses. Again, this is another way of looking at where it is right now. So I'm at security approval step. It passed through submission and approval. And now, as a security, I should decide or I should be able to say, all right, so this is a short-term visit or a single entry visit. It actually does not require training or safety orientation, or it requires, or this is a long visit, or this is a contractor visit or pass that will spend 3 months on the in our premises. So they have to attend, for instance, a one-day safety course and how to deal with hazardous material, how to deal with fire cases, etc., etc. So the security team here will be able to decide, do they actually require, or will they actually require a training or not? And then if they do, then they just need to check the pre-scheduled or maybe something available online or any material that can be sent to this visitor to educate them about this safety or not. But let's say that on the first day, we are going to just schedule this at, let's say, 8 in the a.m. All right, so, and then I'll say, all right, all done from my side, and then we'll say safety training is scheduled. All right, and again, along the way, there's plenty of things that could be available and visible. Now, if we refresh, this automatically refreshes, but just to speed it up, we'll see that the request moved from the security approval. Now it's going and initiating a sub-process, which is called the visitor agreement process. If we go here and see this, again, I'm just going to perform the action on behalf of John Smith. You see the email is sent to John Smith. And again, with a link to the visitor or the agreement here, and then clicking the form, you'll see that this is the agreement. All the details, the visitor name, visiting company details, etc., etc. These are the terms, the visitor agreement terms and conditions. I have to read and then confirm that I will abide to these rules and terms. And then lastly, I'll say, all right, I confirm, and then just sign my signature here. Just go and say submit. But what this is important to actually do is this agreement will be stored, within the record of this visit, which at the end of the day, if there's any violation to these terms, then we have a legal record that you confirm to something that you didn't actually do. And now at the end, so we obtain the agreement, we have the approval in place. The last thing is we send the email to the user with the agreement. now is captured as a document, as a PDF document, with the details, and we have the signature in place, and that's stored as a record to keep. But also in here, we have, I'll just go and show you. So remember, this email is received by the visitor. So I'll just go and show you how from the mobile and how does it look like. Right, so going here, so on the same email that I just received on my mobile, I can go and just press the eBath, and this will bring to me the mobile digital bath. This is actually the outcome of this entire approval cycle. Is I have my bath with me because my mobile is always with me, and it's electronically here, it's available, it's handy. There's no way that I can lose this bath, because if I lose it, then I lost my mobile, and I can recover it. So we have the details that can be validated. So my picture, so nobody can claim that this bath is for them with a different picture. And then so now I have my bath, and then I'll just go and come to Inobits offices on that day, and then I'll just go and present my bath. And now this is the screen for the security, for the gate security team. So they will come, they will say, all right, so where's the bath? And they say, all right, so I'll present my bath, or I could scan it if we have that, equipment in the gate. But I'll just go and say, all right, so I need to sign in a visitor, and then I'll just go and search by reference number or by the name or anything. This is completely, so John Smith. So we have John Smith, and this is the details. So yeah, we have a record for a visitor here, and then I'll just go and open this. And this will open for me the exact path that we just show here on the mobile. So I can look at that record. This is the information. So I can see the same card or the same path presented for the security. This is presented for the path. And here the SMS as well that I received. Let's go here and just open this one. You'll see the SMS coming to me, and then again it will open the same path. And what's nice about this path as well is actually when I want to go and to the visit time, I'll just go and click here. This should take me to navigate me to the location, and using Google Maps, I can go and also obtain directions. But anyways, the security gate will see, all right, so this is your path, this is the path that I have in records, they match, perfect, and then I can just go and say, all right, so this path is checked in, and then I can go inside. If I go and see, so there's no more John that is actually available to check in, because John is already checked in. So John will be available. So John will do his whatever meetings, etc., and then until he comes back from his visit, let me take you and explore a couple of features within the security homepage here. So it's always important that we need to know how many visitors do we have within the premises and how they are distributed in different places. Visitors by type or by hosting department or by location. These are very important aspects and information that sometimes I need to go and say, all right, so we have let's say that we have a fire somewhere in some location within our organization, and then I need to go and plan an evacuation, but I have a huge number of visitors in that site. So probably I need to do an extra steps before doing an evacuation request. And from here also, I can go and just initiate an evacuation request. The evacuation is something very, very important, and often comes with a necessity of speed. So going here, just saying like, oh, this is a fire emergency, and then we preload the causes or the details and the messages that we need to distribute to visitors and also probably even staff. So not even spending a single second writing the message or worrying about the message and how it sounds and how it reads, etc., etc. So preloaded reasons and conditions and for evacuations, and they just go and select it, and that's it. Just go and submit, and that's it. And then, yes, I confirm I need to submit an evacuation. And that will spread the message to all staff, because that links with, in any way. Staff are notified with the, and then also visitors, wherever they are notified via emails as well as via SMSs that there is an emergency evacuation, and then you need to do 1, 2, 3, 4, or follow the evacuation signs, etc., etc. Right. On the other side as well, here we have, the administration. Administration is very, very important. We build this and we give it to security and personnel, and we tell them, you are empowered with a solution that allows you to design and build and maintain and control your operational day-to-day related activities. So they can go and define types of visits. They can go and add locations, maintain locations. They can go and just do evacuation reasons and also obtain more details. They can maybe do some role-related configurations that are involved in the system or in the day-to-day systems. And lastly, here we have the agreement terms and conditions. So no need to go and do anything else. Just edit it here and just add if you need to add a new term, change a term, etc., etc. And that immediately will reflect into the agreements moving forward. So it's a very important aspect, and just to give power to the business owner and business users, rather than making a solution that is technically requiring a technical person to actually adjust or do the symbol tweaks. If we go back here and then on the end user screen as well, end users, I can go and see, all right, so I want to see all my requests here, and then going and seeing here, so different requests and by status, where they are now. And then here we have, the request of John. I can go and just, view this request. And this is record of this visitor who already checked in, all the details that we have captured, all the attachments, the attachments that we added manually and the attachment that we captured directly. And this is the visitor agreement that we have, generated out of the system, and it's here. We go back here, the action history, what happened, who did what, at what time, and where, etc., etc. Everything is read-only, but everything is documented and available. And lastly, also to show you here maybe on reporting, and this reporting is more or less related to the different aspects. So this is on visitor management system process, but also we can go and look at other processes. And then I want to see all the requests that happened in the last, year, the last, or today. We have 2 requests, requested today. Say by week, by day, but also we need here. Let's just say all. And if we look at by day, we'll see how many, how is the visitors and actually the visitor request behaving? Do we receive visitors more often on Sundays or Mondays, or like end of the week, middle of the week? Do we receive visitors which week of the month, which month of the year that we have more visitors coming and arriving on our premises? And here looking at different status and different instances, and also looking at different steps within this, and looking and saying, all right, I want to compare the performance of the managers who performed certain activities. So I have the manager approval took longer, for instance, on the 20th rather than for today, the 23rd. And then the process behavior and the execution behavior of your business process can be analyzed, and then you can spot bottlenecks, and you can introduce enhancements, you can introduce optimization, and at the end of the day, we need an accurate, a fast turnaround time of any business process without compromising security, without compromising the policies and procedures. So the faster we execute, the better, with all the other aspects maintained. Again, also, what are the sub-processes? So we have visitor agreement processes that are initiated as part of this main or parent process. Right, so far, that's more or less like most of the capabilities. There are lots of other capabilities that probably we will not showcase now. But I'll go back now and then say, right, so John finished his meeting and he needs to go and exit. The last thing he needs to do as he enters or exits the gate, he needs to come, he will present, probably at the security gate, we will take his ID or I don't know, different organizations implemented different procedures on that. But I'll just go here and say, all right, so John is actually checked in, and then I'll just go and, because he's checked in already, you'll see the button here is changed to checked out. So, all right, John, thanks for visiting by, and hope to see you another time. Right, so with the overall visibility, control, and safety are maintained within this solution for the oil and gas customers. This visitor management application or solution implements almost all you need in terms of the functionalities and the business requirements. I return back to my presentation and then maybe swiftly go and show you some. So the visitor management is not, it's a very common use case within the oil and gas industry, but also in other industries. But it's specific as we are in the domain and this event for the oil and gas organizations. There are plenty of scenarios and use cases where K2 and automation are actually being utilized in operations, core operations of the oil, reporting and getting the readings in from the oil wells and then just giving it to decision makers in order to be able to take the right decision. Commercials, and how we are selling and doing purchases. Environment, and it's very important aspect within the oil and gas industry is environment and the health and safety of the employees, the visitors, and also the surrounding community. And how organizations are building fully automated health or HSC, health safety and environment related procedures, evacuations, incident management, how we are dealing with incidents and incidents that requires, that has or presents hazard threats, and how we're dealing with that, and visitor access as well. A lot of the operational in the back office automation as well, like employee onboarding, employee training, employee appraisals, accommodations, and a lot of scenarios within the oil and gas industry.
Mr. Sorry to break you here. We have a couple of questions regarding your previous sliders. Would you want to answer them now, or should we do it at the end?
I'm actually done, and I'm ready to start answering these questions. I'm happy to do that.
Wonderful. Then quickly I'll run through. There is a question from Mr. Emmanuel who says, Mr. Yousef, does the visitor prints show the form to the security?
So again, does the
visitor prints show the form to the security?
I couldn't hear that. Does the visitor prints?
Yeah, does the visitor prints show the form to the security?
Oh yeah. So the idea here is actually you can print. There's nothing that stops anyone from printing these paths. But the idea here is there's nothing printed. The visitor will come and arrive at the gate, and then they will show the mobile device with the pass presented there, and then the security can either scan the barcode and automatically load that the security view of that pass. So there's no need to actually print anything. And I've been in so many different locations where the industrial security, which are also sitting on the road and checking the access to industrial areas or secured areas, and they don't have access to a machine to validate this, but they could be also given an equivalent window of a mobile device with the security form loaded there, so they can perform the check and the validity of that pass right while they are checking the access from the car, not just security gate on the building.
Wonderful, sir. I have another question as well from Mr. Alabi. What countries are you currently operating, and are you open to partnerships to other countries you are not currently in?
This is we're here K2 in the Middle East, and now with Nintex, it's a global software vendor. We as Inobits we're focusing on the Middle East area, but certainly we have, nobody says no for more success stories and more happy customers. I'm sure we can talk maybe on off this platform for the needs that you might bring.
Wonderful. I think I have one last question before we move into your presentation again. Can I send any custom notification message to visitor apart from emergency message from the system?
Certainly you can. It's actually implemented within the solution here. I like to answer you with demonstrating this. So if we go, for instance, to our request, John Smith request. So what you can see here on the right is I can go and say, all right, I need to add a comment here related to this visitor path. something related. You know what? This person is didn't follow the guidelines, and I want to report that he actually, you know, is not a welcome visitor anymore. I could add any comments that may be relevant, but also, where did I go here? But also, I can go and contact the that particular visitor by email. So sending that visitor an email prior, while he's on-prem, or maybe afterwards, or send an SMS. You see that we are pre-loading the details, going and sending the SMS. Let me, this is a welcome message. And maybe that SMS should be received on the mobile device.
Wonderful, sir. Wonderful. Sure, then I think we'll move on to your presentation again. There are a couple of questions which has come in. Now I'll speak to them, answer them later, maybe.
Okay, perfect. Since we already have more time here, we'll just go and maybe talk more about the underneath technology, which is the K2 technology. This solution, the visitor management solution, is built on top of the great K2 business process automation platform. And because the K2 business process automation technology is available for customers on-prem as well as on the cloud, the solution is also compatible with the cloud as well as with on-prem requirements. So you get the same exact functionalities whether you choose to go with K2 Cloud or K2 5 on-prem. The K2 as a platform provides powerful capabilities for enterprises who need to, go and pursue business process automation and paperless initiatives or digitization kind of approaches or requirements. We have workflow capabilities where you can design literally any business process automation or business process rules or scenarios or workflow scenarios. The K2 platform gives you the design tools and execution tools to actually fulfill these needs. It allows you to build user interfaces and forms that are rich, that are modern, and also responsive. It gives you analytics, real-time analytics, and also some sort of guidelines to how you can resolve and spot bottlenecks and resolve them, and maybe introduce some enhancements and some optimization to your business process. It does provide also integration capabilities that are actually one of the most challenging parts within implementations is integration. Within an enterprise, there's no single enterprise that has just one technology. And most in the oil and gas, they have a lot of technologies and a lot of systems, industrial systems, and also machinery systems and other systems coming from different platforms and different technologies and vendors. Within the organizations that have such complex environments that they need to build business process automation solutions where the business data scattered and stored in across multiple systems and technologies, automating the business process and servicing that data from multiple locations into the context of the user interface is a very, very important requirement. And how simple to achieve this if you don't have a really robust and rich and simple to use and utilize integration framework within the K2 platform. We have also pre-built and we distribute many of the existing applications that you can just download, install, and start using, or fine-tune and customize to your needs and rather than starting from scratch. This is to speed up the ROI for customers and getting them, faster in terms of deployments and going live with their application. And lastly, within the K2 platform as a software, and one of the key aspects here is security and governance and the related aspects. So as a K2 platform, it's as a company, as a software, we are ISO certified in terms of information security systems. We implement the WASP standards on the web. There are continuously and repeatedly penetration testing that are happened by third-party companies to the software and the components. And as we release new updates, it has new penetration testing, and also it implements more enhanced security aspects within the software. So within the enterprise, more or less, automation needs are all fulfilled within the K2 platform. I just don't want to probably, there's some of the example in integrations that I want to pick up here is SAP and Oracle, which are very, very common. I would say probably 95% of oil and gas customers, they have one of these two in their core business and the ERP solution. They use IBM for their document and record management sometimes. They implement SharePoint for collaboration portals, and also for custom solutions and database between Oracle and SQL. So wherever your business data stored in any system, in any technology, we have a connector within the K2 platform that helps application designers and developers to service the business data from those systems into the context of the automation solution that you are building. Reports and analytics and just these another scenario. I think that concludes all the slides and the topics and areas that I want to showcase for today. I hope it was fun for you. Ronaldo, if you have or anyone has any questions, I'm happy to further answer.
Yeah, yes, I think we'll ask the audience. Attendees, I mean, any questions from your end? I mean, happy to answer here. We have Mr. Yousef. I guess the presentation was really engaging. I mean, we went through a lot of details, how the system works, how the software incorporated in a company, how it actually works internally as well. Quite a good insight there, sir. I think, yeah, I mean, anyone has any questions? Oh, okay. We have Mr. Emmanuel again. Is the platform end-to-end encrypted?
The K2 platform as a product, and then the custom feeds and solution that we have, they are completely encrypted where the data is. So where the data is at rest is encrypted, and while it's actually transferring the data between the data stored, the database, into the user interface, they are all encrypted. And one of the key aspects here, also from a user interface, is we are implementing and enforcing HTTPS, and we are enforcing also the use of TLS. I think 1.3 is the latest version, which adds more and more security and encryption in terms of the web related. To be frank, also there are some fields and some information stored within the solution that are not sensitive, so they are not entirely encrypted. Wherever they have, we have sensitive details or sensitive fields within the solution or the platform, these are certainly encrypted.
Wonderful, sir. Thank you so much. We have one more question. Mr. Alabi, how strong is the security of this platform?
How?
How strong is the security of this platform?
I'm not a security expert or to claim anything other than giving you facts and also code. So we are certified in terms of the ISO certificate of information security systems. We also we have a proven track record of being deployed and used by enterprises in various places across the globe. And these enterprises, they have their security teams, they do their own penetration testing and vulnerability testing for the applications. And the amount of reported issues related to security or security threats are very, very minimal. They are if we receive these, they are on the low threat, maybe the medium, but as we receive these, immediately we put the action and then the implementation and the cure for such vulnerabilities. And then it will be added into the next batch or update of the platform. How strong is it? I cannot talk in terms of security context or science or terms, but it's proven. It's the track record of the K2 technology that is used not just for internal, but also for external services. Lots of our government customers, they are offering e-services on top of the K2 platform for the external users. So even external users, or even if you are allowing external users to interact with the K2 solutions, is not a security threat at all.
Wonderful, sir. Wonderful. In fact, I have a couple of questions from my end as well. When you talk about industries, I mean, as you said, is this only specifically to a couple of industries, or could this be incorporated to other industries as well, being a cross-platform?
Look, there's literally no organization that don't host visitors within the businesses, small businesses or big businesses. Now the question is, how do you want to deal with your visitor access requirements and visitor requests? Small companies, they may be an email to the gate pass or to whoever. Some organizations don't even have gate pass personnel and security personnel on them. They don't even have gates.
Right.
It's just like offices. The implementation, the most common industries where we have this solution delivered to and used by is oil and gas, mining, and petrochemical, where they have safety measures and protocols that involve visitors. So we cannot just allow any visitor without actually preparing them for the safety and environment and security related protocols and procedures in case of emergencies. So these are like, the oil and gas, petrochemicals, mining customers in certain areas where it's sensitive information. So it's not easy that you can access locations. It's not life-threatening, but it's secure, like government secured agencies or telcos that are actually, you cannot just get into a telecommunication office or a tower location that you need to access to do something there. So these are like the main three probably sectors where the solution we deployed to mostly. But that doesn't mean that others cannot benefit from if they have the needs and requirements to control and manage visitor access.
Wonderful. I think we have one more question from the audience. So this is basically to the events industry. I mean, do you have a case study that you applied this K2 technology to any physical events? I mean, if you look at events, basically they have a visitor management too, they have attendees management too. Has K2 any time applied this to an events industry or maybe a physical event?
Hmm. That's a good question, Ronaldo, and whoever did ask this. Um, in our customer base, uh, they are big enterprises. We are talking about oil and gas customers, government customers who have like thousands of employees and also probably offering services to hundreds of thousands outside the internal network. Most of these, they have their marketing teams or they have marketing department that actually build and use event management applications within the organization. So it's not like a marketing agency that uses K2 for this. We use K2 for our JITEX and our event management for a lot of registration and follow-ups. And, we use K2 for our own event management. A lot of our customers, they use K2 event management, but they manage their events themselves. Um, so event management is a very, very common also use case that is used within organizations, but used by the marketing or employee services kind of thing. Anyone can propose an event, and there are the marketing team or corporate communication team or department will handle logistics, maybe the coordination.
Understood.
Okay.
Understood, sir. Yes. I think one last question from my end. How easy is this software to integrate? I mean, do you require certain levels of certification or maybe accreditation from third-party vendors, or is it just plug and play that, I mean, we could use it right away?
Well, the solution is, I would say, it's 2-3 days work to actually get it up and running as is, as a standard build. And then there's underneath technology, which is the K2 platform, which probably, number of days to get it also installed and configured within. And again, each enterprise has different challenges when it comes to deploying software and systems and procedures and policies. So that could affect. So in short, what I would say, the K2 technology is ready. The solution is also packaged and ready. It's just, you need to make sure that everything in place before we start pushing these tools or so these components, the platform components, as well as the solution components. In some cases, it took us like 2 days to complete the work entirely. But again, in some other cases, we have like lots of policies and procedures and complications and challenges on the ground that, took us 20 days until the customer resolved infrastructure and permissions and ports, access, and network connectivity. And Ayman talked about yesterday, and security and cybersecurity. Security teams and network teams, they are not, they don't compromise on these things. So it depends on the security and policies within the organization. It could be a 2-day, it could be a 20-day kind of work, and you're up and running and you can start using the solution.
Wonderful, wonderful, sir. And just to add on that, I mean, yesterday we had a discussion on cybersecurity from a couple of our panelists from the oil and gas sector. And this was one point that they've raised. I mean, end of the day, I mean, integrating with third-party vendors, I mean, yes, I mean, they have certain certifications done, they have their use case and case studies already put forward. But one thing that many vendors lack is the support that they provide after the integration. So how does K2 handle this particular segment of the business?
Well, if I want to highlight one thing is how great we support the region in terms of partners and customers. But one key aspect when you embark on a technology is actually how self-sufficient and empowered you are and knowledgeable about that technology. So historically, we've been advocating and also recommending that customers actually invest in educating themselves about the technology, so they become self-sufficient and independent of any vendor, and they can take the technology and implementations to the next level and support themselves. So this is one thing. But that said, also in early stages of adopting a technology is absolutely a need for a push to get going. We provide support services out of our office here. We provide consulting services, and also there's lots of types of services that we engage customers with to ensure they are on the right path and they are achieving their goals as fast as they can. Because when you invest in technology, you invest in technology for a particular problem or challenge you want to actually solve. The faster that you can actually solve that problem, the better. And K2, the one great thing about K2 is it's not like those technology where it needs weeks to deploy and then months to learn and then probably even more months to actually build your first application and go live. Literally, I'm speaking here, and this is proven by one of our awards and case studies that will come, or award winners. The Ministry of Communication and Information Technology in Saudi Arabia. Within 6 months' time, they actually built, deployed, and they went live with 25 automated services from the date of purchase to the date of evaluating the nominees for the awards, and then that's why they won the acceleration award, because they invested in knowledge, they invested in putting the right framework, and they accelerated the delivery of these services. Again, we have lots of great stories in the region. We have even more and more globally that can prove that K2 is a great automation technology. We have also developed in our expertise here at Inobits very good domain knowledge about the challenges within the oil and gas industry, government, financial sector, and other sectors as well. But not just a technology expert, we also help navigating customers through the infrastructure challenges, maybe even business challenges, and how we can advise them to solve or mitigate these challenges or risks. And then at the end of the day, we are just the minute the customer is happy, we are happy. Everybody is happy.
Exactly. Well said, sir. Well said. So just wanted to ask you one last question. I have been saying this last question, but anyways, could you share some light on Inobits as a company, as an organization, what you provide in the region? I mean, I understand. I mean, K2 has been the partner for you, but I mean, as a company, Inobits, what you've been doing in the region? Just like to share some details.
Well, Inobits originated out of South Africa in Johannesburg in the late 90s, and then in 2002 we have some work by one of the biggest oil and gas customers in Saudi Arabia, and Inobits team were actually moved or traveling from South Africa to Saudi Arabia to deliver that work to this customer. It was like the first customer in the region. And then the name Inobits became a very famous name within the Microsoft space, the Microsoft infrastructure and technologies. And that results in more and more demand from other customers who are actually brought to Inobits via Microsoft, because we delivered very good, outcome to a Microsoft customer. And then we noticed that there's a really good chance and good business that we can, get out of this region. So we opened the Inobits ME office out of Riyadh. We started out of Riyadh. But then in 2004, 2005, we took the distribution agreement with K2, and then became the K2 regional distributor, and we moved the regional office to Dubai. And since then, we are here in Dubai, doing and delivering solutions. We continue to deliver Microsoft solutions on infrastructure as well as applications. But as we moved, we get the focus on K2 solutions and K2 business process automation solutions since I think 2010. And since then, we just do K2 solutions, and we are also introducing more and more technologies where needs and where fits within this region. Wherever we have a need that we can solve, or requirements that we can maybe fulfill, or a problem that we can solve, we will be there.
Wonderful, wonderful. That was really good to know from your end, sir. So I think quickly for you to add anything for this session, I think we're left out with 5 minutes more for the session. Any questions from the audience, or maybe I'll leave the floor to you. You want to add something to what you already said regarding the presentation and stuff?
It was a wonderful time that I spent with you, Ronaldo, and whoever on the other side that I can see again. I'm sure that my contact or my LinkedIn is available. Anyone is more than welcome to send questions about the solution or the technology, or anything that I'm happy to answer. I would love to be as much helpful and as much as sharing knowledge with the community here.
Wonderful.
So that's all from me, and thanks for everyone. I hope it wasn't boring. I hope more interactive and enjoying rather than boring for everyone.
Right, it was an engaging session. I mean, we did receive a couple of good questions from the audience, a couple of questions which actually opened up a couple of spaces as well for K2 to explore, I guess maybe in the future. And I think Mr. David Klopper is also attending. I would like to especially thank him for taking this opportunity to present, have Inobits here participate here and talk about K2's technology here. Thank you so much, Mr. David. And Mr. Yousef, thank you so much as well for you joining here now and sharing this valuable session with us. We encourage, we would like to work with you as well in our future engagements. And maybe we could come up with a couple of more advanced technologies or more engaging technologies given the current situation of COVID. So with all that said, I would like to conclude this session. And any words from you, Mr. Yousef, for this?
No, lastly, I would thank you, Ronaldo and Arjun personally, and Aldrich International for making this platform available for us to show great stories and great solutions. Thanks, and hope we meet on other events, hopefully physically soon, as this pandemic ends.
Very true, very true. Yeah, we are all looking for physical events. I mean, everything has changed completely for this particular year, where everyone is just looking at virtual solutions to continue business opportunities. But yes, I mean, we all look forward to a brighter 2021 where we can physically meet, exchange our business cards, have some good conversations in person. So with all that said, we'll conclude the session now, and Attendees, we will be having our next session, which is at 1:15, which is a panel discussion where we have a couple of individuals talking on digital revolution for the era of COVID. And we have companies participating like ADNOC, PDO, Prefchem from Malaysia. We have Aramco and DEWA as well. It could be an exciting session because we have a couple of very good experts from the region speaking and sharing their knowledge. Also moderating the session would be Mr. Philip Black from Wood. So I'll update the link shortly on our LinkedIn page so everyone can register and join there as well. Thank you so much, Mr. Yousef. Thank you, Mr. Dewan.
Thank you.
Everyone have a good day ahead.
You too. Bye-bye.